Hello and welcome to the latest edition of McBookie's Top Tartan Tips. I'm joined again this weekend by Tam McManus and Mark Walker. Bragging rights for Tam last week, although I think he got lucky by getting first dibs because I think Mark might have been on Motherwell as well. Tam tipped him up at 14-5 and they actually went off 11-5, which is a massive move and a great result. Mark, you went for Kilmarnock. Obviously a disappointing defeat for them and it puts them right in the relegation dogfight. Who do you think will be finishing in that bottom spot and might end up in the playoffs as well?
Well, I'm not just saying this because it cost me last week, but I really think Kilmarnock are now in serious problems. That was a real 6-pointer for them to lose last week. Very bad result. And I think if you take away Kyle Lafferty from that team, there's not very much in it. They only seem to be going one way as well. It's just not an encouraging position for them. And Hamilton have got closer distance when it comes to battling for results, and they always seem to find a way of getting out.
Well, and obviously now we've got Kilmarnock 13-8, Hamilton still 5-4 favourites to finish last, and it's Ross County that have moved further away. They're 11-4. Tam, who would you be backing to finish bottom of the league now?
Well, I think it was about 3 or 4 weeks ago you had Kilmarnock at 91 to get relegated, to finish bottom, and I did recommend that to a couple of my pals who might have had a few quid on. And so now 13-8, I think that I agree with Mark. I think that Kyle Lafferty is a massive player for them. I think if he continues to bang goals in, they've got a sniff of staying up. But if you take him out of that team, I don't think there's too much there. And they're on a terrible run. The momentum's a big thing at this time of the season. I know that as a relegation expert myself. So listen, they're on a bad run, and it's hard to get out of that losing mentality. And Hamilton like to pick up points here and there, and Ross County have got a wee lift for Yogi. So 13-8 Kilmarnock, I still think it's a decent price to finish bottom. I think they will finish bottom now.
Limited card this week, and lads, but what's your tip? I'll come to you first, Tam.
Well, it's a hard card. I don't know what Mark's going to pick, but there's only a couple of games that kind of stood out for me. I think obviously Hamilton away to Livingston would be, I think, the 72 draw no bet. Hamilton Icky, so I think that would be my pick. I think that they're overpriced. I think Ross County at home to Hibs are overpriced. I don't think Hibs are odds on shot, but I'm going to go for Hamilton 72 draw no bet with McBookie. I think that's a decent bet. I think Hamilton are capable of going in and getting a win. And
Mark, what would be your best tip for the weekend?
I'm going to go down to the Championship and take Informed Queen of the South to beat Alloa at 20-21. They're in a remarkable run of form just now, 4 wins in a row. Only lost 1 in the last 11. They were struggling at the start of the season against relegation. Alan Johnson's turned that right round. They've got real momentum with them. I think they're a cracking bet at home to beat Alloa.
So there's the 2 top Tartan tips for the weekend. Tam's going on the draw no bet market at Hamilton at 7-2, and Mark is backing Queen of the South at 20-21 to get the better of Alloa. Now, lads, I can't let you go this weekend without discussing the next Aberdeen manager. Derek McInnes has left his post after 8 years in charge. Mark, I know you're an Aberdeen fan. Who would you like to see get the manager's job?
Probably none of the names that are on your list for a start, maybe. I don't know, to be honest. It's a difficult one. I think Dave Cormack will want to make a statement of intent. I think you want to get a big name in there. Obviously, the favourite Stephen Glass at the moment. If you look at his managerial record at Atlanta United, not exactly tearing up trees, to be honest. And I don't think Aberdeen fans would be particularly thrilled with him as a manager. I'd like to see, let's put it out there, let's see who applies for it. I think they'd be pleasantly surprised. It's a big job. And because they haven't really been doing well, it's a bit like Scotland. In fact, if you do well at it, you'll be a hero. I think there'll be a lot of interest in the job.
Yes, as Mark says, Stephen Glass, the 5-4 favourite at the moment. Tam, what sort of man do you think Aberdeen should be going for? A young, up-and-coming manager or a tried and tested one?
Yeah, it's a difficult one. As I said, Aberdeen have been struggling this season. I know Stephen Glass well. I know he'd be interested in the job. He's obviously working over in Atlanta in America at the minute. He's got a good pedigree, so I think he's probably on the short list. But guys like Jim Goodwin, I think surely would be on the short list as well. Stephen Robinson, these guys know Scottish football inside out. They've been successful in the Premiership, so you could go along those lines. You can relatively young managers, or you could go down the experience route. I don't know. There's guys in England, and I agree with Mark that there will be big names up for that job. It's a huge job. It's a well-paid salary. Derek McManus was very well paid up there as well. So I think there'll be a lot of interest in the job. So we just need to wait and see. But I think the three I'd be looking at if I was an Aberdeen fan would be Stephen Glass, Robinson and Jim Goodwin. But Jim Goodwin's obviously signed a new deal at St Mirren. So I think it might cost a few quid to get him out of there. But he's a very, very promising young manager as well.
If you're having a bet this weekend, then remember to check out McBookie's prices, and the best of luck. Let's look forward to seeing you at our next edition. Goodbye.